very good afternoon to you. Welcome to the part 2 of Just Africa. Many thanks for joining us. I believe you had a good time with Bayo Lawi, Omivi Dolo, and Emmanuel Amolo. Well, we have a fantastic guest in the studio this afternoon, but before then, let me intimate you with what we will be talking about. We're talking about the homegrown branding, and it refers to the process of developing, positioning, and promoting brands that originate from within the continent of Africa. Brands that draw inspiration from indigenous knowledge, local craftsmanship, languages, and cultural experiences. The topic therefore explores how locally developed brands and communication strategies are influencing Africa's social values, aesthetics, and global perception. It highlights the power of authentic African storytelling and the shift from dependency on foreign brand models to creating African-centric identities that resonate both locally and internationally. In essence, it's about how Africans are taking ownership of their narrative through design, communication, and enterprise, and transforming these into tools for empowering pride and economic independence. I will not be doing this by myself. But before I introduce our guests, let me still keep the cat in the bag. But before then, Omivi, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I believe the viewers were screaming when they saw you on screen that you've been away for a while.
Yeah.
And you're back today.
For 5 days, that was a long time, though.
Yes, and so we're talking about brands and communication today.
Yes, it's a beautiful thing that Africans are taking over their own stories. They are shaping their own, telling their own stories by themselves. Before now, most of our styles, our music, our ideas were all foreign. And one of them, I wasn't there, involved back then. Maybe I wasn't born then, but when you hear the music back then, they tell you that they are dancing to yup, all this kind of stuff, not to what we are having now. Right now, we are talking about African music. Right now, we're talking about African food. Right now, we are talking about our African beads, our earrings, stuff, our clothes. They are now Africans. You know, it is something beautiful. It is better than someone else telling us about who we are. Now we are telling the story by ourselves that, yes, this is who we are. You don't need to tell our own story for us. And, you know, Africans are putting themselves out there better than the way the world has always put us there. Now, when you go to other countries, I would have loved to mention a brand, but, you know, this is,
you paid for
it. It wasn't paid for. But when you go out there now, you see people, even the white, using our SOUQ.
Yeah, okay.
You see people using our African lace, our gili. Now, when those from the Western world are getting married to our own people, now you not see them tie our clothes.
Yes. Okay.
And there was one I saw the white guy with the Igbo staff, of course, with the akboshe. I said, yes, this is who we are. Okay. So we have to keep selling our brand. And it's a beautiful thing because you are putting Africa on the global stage and telling the rest of the world that what we have, it's comfortable to wear. It's nice. I love it when I see people make content and you see a white man eating our gari, our eba with a goosey soup. Yes, that's the kind of story we want to hear.
Great. Well, to drive us further in telling the African stories in a different way, most especially through communication, we have in the studios right here live with us, Ayeesha Ibrahim. But she is a seasoned communication professional and branding expert and the founder of AO2, I hope I got that right, AO2 Links and Branding Communications. It's a dynamic agency dedicated to helping African brands discover their voice and global identity with over a decade of experience in strategic communications, marketing, and brand development. Ayeesha has worked with top-tier clients across corporate, entertainment, and social sectors, crafting narratives that celebrates authenticity and purpose. Passionate about Africa's creative renaissance, she champions the idea that branding is not just about logos, it's about legacy. Her work continues to inspire businesses to think beyond profit and to tell stories that shape perception, power, culture, and build trust. Ayeesha Ibrahim, welcome to Just Africa.
Thank you. As in that introduction was so, it was on point. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
You're very much welcome. So, Omivi Dollar was, saying something from them, but I want to hear it from you. When we talk about branding, and when I was looking at your profile, craftsmanship, turning local things into this way that it is globally receptive. So, in fact, first of all, how did you find yourself there?
Okay.
And what's driving you?
So I've always been very passionate. I've always been a very brand conscious person, and I've always been very passionate about Africa, like our potential. And then I like how the narrative has shifted from imitating the Western culture to now identity. And it's not just identity. Like, we're bold with it. Like, there is ownership. There is this boldness. Like, I'll tell you an interesting story about my outfits, like how I was conflicted on what to wear to come for the show. In terms of like, okay, should I put on a blazer? Should I put on a corporate dress? Like, what exactly would I wear? And in that chaos in my thoughts, I was like, wait, I'm coming to a show called Just Africa. I can as well just put on my pretty Ankara dress. Why not flaunt it? Do you understand? There is a new breed of creatives with the audacity to refuse to hide their roots. Like, there's just this boldness. People are owning it. People are loving it. And it's almost as if the more you own it, the more you love it, the more people are drawn to you. Like, brands are now very audacious with African, like, the whole Africanness. Like, it's not like, it is the new cool. Let me put it like that. Being African is the new cool. So the whole thing is just very interesting to see. There are so many brands doing so many amazing, awesome things currently. And it's really beautiful to see the way Africa communications and branding, the way it has evolved from imitation, copying, to just boldness, originality, confidence. You know, it's really awesome.
Okay, I'm going to ask you what led to that breakthrough in the minds of Africans. But before then, maybe you should tell us a little about branding. And the significance of it to brands. Okay,
branding is everything. I mean, even coming to this show, Just Africa, I have like, branding from the logo is deeper than a logo. It's human connection. It's storytelling. It's even to the colors. Like, it's a whole journey. It's like from an idea to strategy to comms to it's a full package. Do you understand? And then the interesting thing about branding now is you have to connect to human beings. They have to understand. Gone are those days when you package a brand. These days you have to do deep emotional storytelling that people can relate to, so that they are drawn to your brand. So branding is a whole emotional experience now. No more like everybody like, why should I buy this dress? Why should I patronize this bank? Do you understand? People are now very deep now with their branding choices. People are now bold with their branding stories. So it has really evolved over the years. And then I feel like if you are a business, you need to take your branding seriously. You need to be very, very brand conscious. If not, you'll be in trouble, serious trouble.
Do you think we are branding, the African branding we're doing right now, do you think we're just doing a branding to put our identity out there just for people to like us? Or there's something that people are doing consciously to make sales and just for profit making? Which would you think we're doing?
I think it's more of like boldness and confidence. I don't think it's like to make sales. I think people are just maybe tired of copying, imitating the Western culture. People are just like, so they're just like being original. Like, let me stay true to myself. Let me stay true to my roots. And then they try out stuff like the original local homegrown ideas, homegrown experiences, and they see it works. Like, they see that it can actually sell a brand, and they're like, okay, this is actually working, so why not stick to this? And then other brands are saying that, oh, okay, if this brand is doing this, then I can as well also tell my own story, own it, and then be bold about it. So I think it's more of like, you've tried it, and then you can see that it works based on experiences, even turning it to sales. You can see yes, you can see the profits, but then at the same time, it's more of like just this ownership, like, and then the confidence that comes with it.
Is it possible for us to, with the way things are going, modernization, civilization, I have to use that word, do you think there is a way we can actually promote the African identity without diluting our culture, our communication, the African thing? Is it possible for us to really put it out there without doing some diluting?
You know? Oh yeah, sure. I mean, there are so many amazing brands that are doing that already. I mean, if I must say, there's this brand I truly admire currently, QIB Productions. They are doing immersive storytelling with interactive theater, unique storytelling. It's an immersive experience. It's ours. They're like the pioneers of interactive theater, which I see being like one of the greatest exports coming out of Nigeria. Do you understand? So I feel like there's so many brands really doing so many bold things. I mean, just recently, Lagos Fashion Week won the 2025 Headshot Prize. You can imagine reinventing fashion on that level globally, and at the same time making a difference that you are winning a prize. Like I think they won over £1 million or something like that. There's this fashion brand I admire, my favorite fashion brand in the world.
How do you brand? Because I just don't want to wear anything, appear in public, and because in going for classes, sometimes you've been told branding goes beyond the logo, it goes beyond the product, it goes beyond it. You as a human being, as a professional, you can brand yourself. The way you carry yourself, your carriage, your gait, the way you work, the way you attire yourself, and all of. So if we're talking about a product, yes, I know you've spoken how we need to make both the product and the people using the product connect. So let's talk about Africa as a continent. We are seen as a third world country, third world continent. There are a lot of things that are supposed to be going right that is not going wrong, that is going wrong at the moment. So you are a brand professional. So if we're to move a little, how do we translate brand being an African? Maybe we've started with the attire, and it looks quite receptive and acceptable globally. But we need to brand ourselves as Africans. How do we do that?
Okay, I think to start with, Africans need to have more confidence, like in Africa. Do you understand? Like look at what I said. I said before we went on a break, I was trying to highlight one of my favorite fashion brands, and I said in the world. Like it takes that consciousness for you to be able to say, oh, because most times you put Africa in a box. Like it takes that consciousness for you to say, oh, my favorite, I love this brand, and it's not just because it's an African, I love this brand, and it's not just because it is an African brand. I love this brand because I see it as a globally accepted brand. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then you ask an interesting question. What the whole branding package, okay, aside it connecting to human emotions and whatnot, what else involves, like what else comes when you speak of branding? Consistency. Consistency. You have to show up consistently. You can't just come today in a certain way. Maybe today you're wearing orange, tomorrow you're wearing purple, next tomorrow you're wearing black. Like let people understand, let people understand your path. Do you understand? Like if you are saying that you're a newscaster now, okay, how do you show up every day as that newscaster? Like what is your style? What is your flow? You just have those things that naturally build up like a path for you, and then you find your own
peculiar
to you, unique to you. Do you understand? I can already see your different styles in like how you communicate and how you pass your message across. Do you understand? That's branding. That's your identity. That's ownership. Those are things that you can own, and with so much boldness, it becomes a whole package. Do you understand? You as a person, for personal branding now, you're now more brand conscious. You get like a personal photographer. There's a reason why some personal brands stand out, because they are doing things differently. They are conscious of certain things. Do you understand? They are conscious of their lifespan. They are conscious of time. They're conscious of relevance. They're conscious of the next 10 years. Some people are just waking up. Some people are already thinking of the next 10 years, the next 5 years, and they're putting all that in their branding. Even how your social media captions, you have to really be strategic about the things you post, what you post, your captions, your pictures is all part of branding.
The content you like.
The things you like. Thank you. The things you like, because you can these days if I follow you on a certain on Instagram now, and I check a certain place, I can see that you liked a certain post. So I have an idea of, so those things make up your personal brand. Do you understand? So those are, all these little details may seem like, oh, it's just small, but then those are things that I can use to tell a whole story about you. Do you understand? So that is, like, branding is a whole package. It's a full-time package.
Okay, so it's a beautiful thing that we're talking about African brands right now, and how we position ourselves for the global world to see us. Now, I have been wearing this, for instance, my best friend for a long time. And someone said that do you know, it doesn't make you look authentic. It doesn't make you look civilized.
Wow.
That was also an African.
Wow.
Now, there are many people like that out there who do not even, well, I would not say they do not believe in African products and all that. Now, the question is, do you think that even Africans believe in our own made in Africa? Because some of them still want to buy what the Western world, what they bring in. Do you really think that we believe so much in what they have made in Africa? Do you think they believe so much in it?
I think, in all fairness, it has improved compared to before. I know that there was a time when people did not believe in African, made in Africa, whatever. But there's an I cannot deny that it has evolved. Do you understand? I cannot deny the growth. I cannot deny the fact that at least now you can go to a party and then it's strictly Nigerian music you're hearing and then you're having an awesome time. Do you understand? And our fashion is on a high level. Our entertainment is amazing. Do you understand? But then I still feel like there's still so much work that needs to be done in that confidence of owning it completely. Yes, there are still some people that are still, will I use the word, they're not exposed to the level of creativity of what Africans can do. Some people are still marveled by, oh my goodness, this came from Africa. Do you understand? So, and then there are still those people that still, maybe they will only be comfortable if things are outsourced to certain internationals or foreigners. Do you understand? Which is a bit confusing. There are still people like that. But then I think that in all fairness, over the years, it has really evolved. Like people are now embracing it. People are now owning it. People are now owning, and being authentic is now the new premium.
Okay, so no, do you think our people are no longer looking for validation?
I cannot, so it's like a 50-50 thing.
Okay.
I know that there was a time when it wasn't there at all. And I've seen improvements, right? It wasn't okay to be cool. It wasn't okay to own your Africanness. It wasn't okay to like for me to show up like this, for her to wear her bracelet with so much confidence. It wasn't okay for me to, do you understand? Maybe I would have like, let me just wear a blazer. But then now people are now, they are gradually, I'll say it's a gradual, we still have work to do. It's a path. And I think that everybody has a part to play. It's not just the government, even as individuals, everybody has a part to play.
Okay, so some persons believe that African branding now, that our problem is not in storytelling.
Okay.
It's really about storytelling gap and not quality gap. That we have the quality, but our storytelling is the problem. What do you have to say about that?
Our storytelling, we still have a lot of work to do with our storytelling. I mean, I can see so many brands are trying to adapt, especially with our festivals, right? Our local festivals. You can see what is happening with the Durban Festival, the Ojudoba Festival, with the New Yam Festival in the East. So I feel like more brands need to adapt. Like there are still so many things that can still be done on an upscale level. Like we still have a lot of stories to tell that the world has not seen yet. And I feel like even starting from us, the news stations, we still have work to do in terms of creating awareness to people, like to show people what is happening. Do you understand? I'm very certain that several people don't know that Lagos Fashion Week recently won an headshot prize. Do you understand? There are just so many brilliant African minds doing awesome things that I just feel like it's like we still have a lot of impactful stories to tell, and then we need to showcase it to the world, our own way, our own style. But it's up to us, literally. If we don't do it, nobody will do it for us.
Okay. So there are so many things that contribute in telling the stories of a brand.
Yeah.
For some of the brands that that are not local, that are foreign. Yeah. When you said this specific brand is in America, it's made in America, it's made in Italy.
Yeah.
Africans, we seem to, most especially Nigerians, we have this insatiable taste for foreign products.
Sure.
And sometimes I seem want to go with that kind of argument, and they're telling you brand or whatever item is locally made or produced, there's an expectation, there's a specific standard in the minds of people that they want that brand to attain before it could win,
over.
Before you could win them over. And whilst they are doing that, they are putting you in comparison with other brands in the same sector. So, and they are judging from their minds. As a result of that, some of our brothers from the Southeast will say, oh, they make good shoes, but they're not going to put made in Nigeria. They're going to put made in Italy.
Because that is what it will get people to buy it.
Even though their brands are, if we look at it quality-wise, it's competitive. So is it psychological or what exactly is it? No, you are the brand professional.
It's a psychological thing, like I said, and then confidence plays a role with it. Okay. Do you understand? I feel like there are still, there are some fashion brands that are bold with African prints and they are doing well globally. Do you understand? They are doing so well globally. So I still feel like it's a confidence thing. Those made in Aba products, like you said, their quality is top notch as well. Yes. But then a typical African will see that and be like, oh, I'd rather just go to Italy, let me go and buy my, do you understand? Let me go and patronize Italian leather and all that. But then that's why I said that we still have so much work to do. We have to internalize the confidence, believe more in our brands, own our stories, own our narratives, and push it out there. Do you understand? So it's a psychological thing. It's not that those brands in Italy cannot match our standards. Do you understand? But it starts from our upbringing, from schools, like what are we teaching our students? Like, do you understand that kind of thing? Like the confidence, just owning that authentic identity and that whole package.
So there, we talked about, we referenced the Ojude Oba.
Yes.
And so during that season, if those who are preparing to attend that festival, because of the attire that were worn in that, the economy in that state or wherever they at that specific point in time is going to boom.
Thank you. Exactly.
So how can we, through culture, through movies or through music, promote African brand for you to get this recognition? There are African movies too that have done that. But please.
Okay, how else can we promote it? Social media is like one of the greatest tools now in terms of doing like promo. Like if you want to go viral right now, you can literally go viral. Do you understand? With the right strategy, with the right messaging, with the right communication. So I feel like digital media has a role to play. Ojude Oba and all these festivals they just gain prominence like few.
Yes.
So it wasn't like a thing, not so long. So and then digital media, social media played a part. Do you understand? Like with contributing to the awareness, the pushing the message across, getting people to understand, what's this festival about? Because it impacts the economy in a very positive way. Yes. Like you said, like you see heritage, you see culture, you see roots. Those are businesses for people, business opportunities, like from makeup artists to the traditional attires, to the African prints, to the jewelry, to the accessories. There's a lot happening there. So digital social media, consistency in messaging, and then us also owning our stories and putting it out there more. Okay. So I think those things will play a huge part in taking it to another level.
Okay, so African creatives, brands owners and the likes.
Yes.
What do you think that there is need for them to collaborate with those in the Western world to push our identity, to push our product, to push the African brands before we can be globally recognized? Oh, okay, let's say
we're already recognized
before. What should I use?
Probably
completely
get to the finish line.
Do you really think we need them? We need to collaborate with them before we can achieve that certain level the world expects us to be, or we can actually do it on our own?
We don't need them. I can tell you for free as a branding professional, we don't. We can own our stories. We can go all the way there by ourselves. I have that confidence in Africa. We don't need to collaborate with any Western industry or anything to get people to see us for us.
But in the music industry, we've seen that many times. For instance, I'll go with what's his name? What's this guy? Rema. Is it Rema or who that did Calm Down?
Yeah, it's Rema.
Yes. Now, when he did Calm Down, of course it did sell, but when he collaborated with a foreign artist, the song went global, more than it was. Now, would you say that was just an African effort, or because it was a collaboration?
Okay, so, the artist in mind, I think, is Selena Gomez that he collaborated with, and you're right, you have a point. He released that song initially, it wasn't really doing so well, and then when they did the collaboration, but then that's speaking to just one part of the music industry. We still have so many artists. I mean, we have a fella that did music on a global level.
Collaboration.
Without any collaboration. Do you understand? We have Sonny Ade, we have people, Asha. Do you understand? We have people that have really put Africa on a global level. Do you understand? And then without any collaboration. So that's why I have that confidence that we can actually do this. We even have movies that are doing so well, do you understand, on that level as well. Fashion, creatives, our influencers, really owning the narrative, do you understand? So I feel we don't need them to get to that finish line. No, we need to own it ourselves. We need to be bold about it. We need to be confident with it, and we can tell our story. And
government policies, African government policies. When I say African government right now, you know, I'm talking about individual countries, all the countries that makes up the African continent. Do you think the policies they're making, are the policies that are actually helping the African brand, the made in Africa? Do you think those policies are pushing our brands enough into the global stage, or we just see the policies are just kind of maybe putting us behind or dragging us behind? Do you think the policies are strong enough to help the African brands thrive on the global stage?
I think they can do better. There's a lot of improvements that needs to be done there. I mean, government policies are very, very critical to push these narratives to the level that we want it to be. There's no denying that. Do you understand? But then I feel like a lot of work needs to be done. A lot of we need more policies to be able to protect intellectual properties. See what is happening with YouTube. Do you understand? Like it's really crazy how you can watch a movie on YouTube, a Nollywood movie on YouTube, and then you are seeing so many watermarks. And then you're wondering why you're seeing these watermarks. But they have to do that to protect their intellectual properties, because you find out that other countries are dubbing these movies and then airing it on their stations. That's stealing someone's intellectual properties. So we need more policies to protect intellectual property.
But even some of our governments, I don't know what you have to tell them. Some of our government officials, when I love it when I see some of our officials, they go for events and they are wearing the African brands. Instead of wearing certain clothes when you're going for events, what do you have to tell our leaders who don't patronize made in Africa? Instead, we patronize the foreign products. When we want to buy cars, we go over. And why we have them in Africa? When we want to buy certain things that we know we have them in Africa, which should actually make our economy to be better. Instead of doing that, we go out there to patronize them. What message or what message do you have to tell?
Let me face them. Ladies, look at me. I'm wearing African and I look okay. I do not need to adapt. I do not need to be polished or form aesthetics or whatever. Look, I'm owning my Africanness, and then I look awesome in it. I came to the show, I'm confident, I feel beautiful, I feel great. Please wear more African, be bold about it. It's the new cool, trust me. Don't sleep on African brands, don't sleep on your Africanness. Own it with so much boldness and creativity, and the world will be your oyster, trust me.
Now, so AO2 Links, what do you
branding and communications. AO2 Link Branding and Communications is a branding and communications agency that is into personal branding, corporate branding, and organizational branding. We help brands to elevate their voice. We help brands to push them to success. We help brands to feel more visible, more seen, and we help brands to tell their stories, connect more. Like I mentioned earlier, there's so much more to branding than logos, right? And just naming a brand. You have to have a connection to. You have to have a deep connection. You have to have your own niche. You have to have your own human angle. People need to be able to relate to you. You need to understand what you're about. You can't just come out and say, oh, come and buy my dress, it's 1 million naira. Why should I buy your dress? Do you understand? Why should I spend 1 million naira? There are people that are doing it, but why? Do you understand? There's a whole process that goes into branding, and that's what AO2 Link is here for, to bridge the gap between where a brand is and where a brand needs to be. So that is the idea of AO2 Link Branding and Communications.
Okay, so in your experience in branding other organizations, what are the things that you've seen in your experience that you think brands should adopt when they come out? Things that they should prevent, then what are the challenges there?
Okay, I think brands should adopt more, they should be more relatable. Do you understand? Before you come out with a branding messaging or a campaign or marketing campaign, you have to understand your target audience, but like you understand them, be more relatable, do your due diligence, do your market research, your demographics, like relate, like what, like be seasonal, like be sensitive, be like understand what people need, understand their needs, understand people's emotions, understand what will solve, like you have to start thinking of how to solve problems. You have to be proactive. Do you understand? As a brand, it's not just more about appearing and telling people, come and buy this, come and buy that. What problem are you solving? Why do I need to? Do you understand? As a brand, brands need to address that more, appeal more to human emotions, right? And then your second question, you spoke about challenges in the branding. I think some of the challenges we face are that some brands are still not aware of the creatives, like the high level of creativity in Africa. Like people are still outsourcing to the Western. Like people are still trying to like, okay, maybe if I need like a photographer, you can fly in some international photographer just to come and capture an event just because he's an international photographer, and then you're even putting it out there to create more buzz for your events. So I think there is still a lot of work still needs to be done in terms of like believing more in like the creatives in Africa so that we can keep the money in Africa, keep the money in our economy. Do you understand that kind of thing? And I also feel like another challenge that is there are still some people in leadership that still find Western standards to be the standard. Yeah. Do you understand? And then that affects, I have these clients that always insist that, even like we already know before we send a response to his brief, we already know that, well, what is the Niger factor? He likes, like when he's brief, like for his organization, he's always particular about the Niger factor. So we need more people in leadership to be more practical and more intentional about African branding, like the Africanness in that, and that also helps with the confidence of your employees as well to be able to like project Africa out there more. Okay.
So I have two more questions to have before we go better. Well, our time is almost up here, and I'm sure that maybe also have lots of questions. But inside of that too, maybe for the next 3 minutes, we'll be able to run that up. So now, you mentioned the thing about flying in others. So, if you had to quantify, or if you had to monetize how much we are losing as a country because we refuse to patronize our own brands, how much would you put that figure? And secondly, there's a demography, and that's about the university students.
Yeah.
Forget them, they're not thinking Africa. They're not. How can we solve that problem?
Okay, for the university students, I think we need to do more with maybe how we need to do more with our modules in education. Like, okay, with branding, I think we need to let them know that branding is way more than logo design. Branding is deep. Branding has to do with strategy, storytelling. They need to be aware about that. And I think with that would also explore their interest more, like in understanding, okay, in Africanness, okay, like there's so much more in Africa. There's storytelling, there's culture, there's heritage, there's roots. There's so many things that they can own. Like, and then I think with that, our youth will be able to be drawn more towards Africa. And then I also feel like we have a lot of work to do in terms of like mentorship, leadership, and internship. And I want to use this opportunity to appeal to the youths, especially when you have opportunities in youth service and internship. Please seek for practical, professional experiences, right? I can't imagine, like, you can imagine an organization with a corper and intern, and then you see them as errand boys or errand girls to go and buy lunch, food, or to go and buy you drinks. No, they are there to work, gather experience, learn, and everything. So I'd like to use this opportunity to address the youths and let them know that when they are in a position to gather professional experience, they should soak it in. They should ask for realistic professional experience that can help them improve and their skills. Gone are those days when, you know, a typical intern is in the office and then you're not seeing the intern as someone that can add value to the organization or as someone that you can even add value to. Do you understand? But then you're seeing the intern as someone that's, let her get you coffee, let her bring your laptop bag. No, do you understand? She's there to learn. Like, her journey has started. So I think that is where the problem is. So I feel like if we address those little things, then you find youths that are
I don't know if you can use 30 seconds to tell us one of her success stories, being a founder of a branding organization.
One of my success stories is with this brand, QIB Productions, being able to convert their followership from 20 followers to like 10,000 organic followers.
Wow.
I feel like, and the visibility for QIB Productions.
What was the duration period that you were able to achieve that?
We were able to achieve that in a year. Which is really awesome.
Organically.
And they're the pioneers of interactive theater. It's fresh in the market. It's immersive. Interactive theater is the new cool entertainment. You know, it's really a big deal. And that's why I see it as one of, like, in the next 2 years, I see it as one of our major exports from Africa globally. Do you understand? Because it's immersive theater. So just picture yourself in a setting, and then the actors and actresses are acting around you within your space. They're asking you questions, they're engaging you, asking for your opinion. Oh, what do you think about this? Or do you think I should break up with him? And then you're like, oh yeah, break up with him. And then they break up with him in your presence. Yes, it breaks it's really
you
fresh.
Are living in the reality.
Yeah, living in the
movie.
I'm telling you.
Great.
So you're not just there to watch the play, you are equally a part of the play. So it's awesome, top-notch quality
Quite
entertainment. I'm telling you that the world is not ready. That's why I'm very bold and confident that Africa can tell our own stories on that level, like she mentioned, on the finished scale by ourselves without any assistance from any Western entity.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We would have loved to continue with this conversation, but time is telling us we need to go. And very briefly, Ayeesha Ibrahim is a seasoned communication professional, a branding expert, and a founder of AO2 Links and Branding Communications. It's a dynamic agency, rather, dedicated to helping African brands discover their voice globally and also their identity. With over a decade of experience in strategic communication, in marketing, brand development, Ayeesha has worked with top-tier clients across corporate, entertainment, and social sector, crafting narratives that celebrate authenticity and purpose. She's passionate about Africa's creative renaissance. You can see what she's wearing. She also champions the idea that branding is not just about logos, it's about legacy. Her work continues to inspire businesses to think beyond profit and to tell stories that shape perception, empower culture, and build trust. Thank you so much for your time with us. It's been a nice time.
I had so much fun. I don't feel like leaving. I feel like spending my entire day with you guys. This was a very engaging, interesting conversation. Thank you.
Yes, we look forward to having you again.
Oh yeah, sure, definitely.
Okay.
In another print.
Of course. It's really speaking the language of the program.
Yes,
Just
thank
Africa. And at this moment, I think it's time for us to leave the studio. It's time for us to draw the curtain. I am Oyin Krumale. It's been a fantastic moment with you and Just Africa. Do well to follow us on all our social media platforms, SOUQ News TV. Good afternoon to you.
And I am Umevi Idolo. Many thanks for watching.